Thank you. If you're on my Instagram and you answered, I had a poll about what color to stain this top, and I kind of went with my gut, and let me show you which one I chose. Okay, so I went with the Rust-Oleum Briar Smoke. I absolutely love this. I bought this little sample, and I've been trying it on some other pieces, and I kind of thought this is the way I wanted to go with this top, but I always like to get other opinions. So I've put one coat on so far, and I'm loving how it turned out. Okay, so I was going to try to show you my process a little bit. I don't even have anything really fancy. I'm using a paper towel because I'm kind of in a hurry. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of show you the technique I use. It's not really, that difficult. You just kind of go back and forth with the grain. And this product gives you such good coverage. And this is only one coat that I've put on so far. So loving it. And like I said, I'm literally just using a paper towel, and of course I've got gloves on. So highly recommend this. So they do sell these little teeny jars, and they're great for even if you just want to do samples or if you want to do like smaller. And the best thing is, check that out, it dries in 1 hour. So pretty exciting. Highly recommend that. And if you like this color, I have several other colors that I had picked, and I don't know, I'm just drawn to this briar smoke. I don't know what it is. I just, I kind of like it. So, all right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'm going to show you how I finish it. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm getting ready to poly the top of the vanity, the dresser, and this is what I've chosen. So I'm going to do water-based, and I like a clear matte finish. I'm not really a shiny, glossy kind of person. So, and I like this brand because it's ultra fast to dry, and it's really not messy or anything. So I started polyurethaning this and just putting the clear coat on. And all I'm doing, just like when I stained, I'm going with the grain, okay? And it's kind of simple, just easy. Just make sure you put an even, clear coat on. And what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna let this dry. And once it's dried, I'm going to sand it down, because if you notice, when you work with wood, after you stain it, it gets these little hairs, these little fibers from the wood that pop up. So what we're gonna do is alleviate that. I'm gonna sand it in the next step, and then I'm gonna put another coat on. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so my polyurethane has dried. And when I rub my hand over it, I can feel the little hairs. I don't even know if you can see, you probably can't see them, but they're in there. So I'm feeling it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm getting ready to, I've got just a sand block, nothing fancy. I'm just gonna kind of go over it lightly, and then I'm gonna put another coat on. Okay, so the first coat is dry. I went ahead and sanded it, and now I'm applying on another coat. And I felt it, and it's real smooth this time. So I'm applying another coat, and then I'll let that dry, and then I'll come back and sand it again, depending on if I feel hairs. If I don't, then I'll just put on maybe another coat of the poly. Okay, so now we've got the hole cut out for the sink, and I'm gonna start sanding because when we cut, it's just jagged. And what I'm getting ready to do is sand, and then I'm gonna restain it, poly it, and really give a coat in case it would, you know, get moisture under here when the sink, just for added extra protection. So I really like how it turned out. I should have at least the two bottom drawers will be functional, and that one will. We'll just have to have a little bit of the piping showing in the back, but plumber's coming soon to put the sink and the faucet in. Okay, so we're finished putting in the sink and the faucet, and just put a clear coat of silicone around. And the only thing left we have to do is do a little small backsplash. I'm just going to take, and I'll stain it the same color as the sink. But let me show you what the drawers look like inside. Okay, so my carpenter had to get in here and fit the piping, if you can see it back there. So all he did was take the chunk out and he boxed it in, and I love the space now. So you could probably even get those like utensil drawer inserts, and then things don't roll around in here, like for toothbrushes, toothpaste, Q-tips, plackers, stuff like that. So there you have it, a simple $40 dresser. I found it in an antique store, turned into a sink vanity, and we all know vanities can be expensive. So just to recap, the top drawer we cut off and we just glued in the door front because I wanted to keep the, I don't know if you can see that, the little keyhole. And then the next two drawers are semi, functional, and then the bottom one is totally still the drawer, which I'll use for towels. So. Hey, I am up in one of my bathrooms. This is the guest bath, and you remember the dresser that I turned into a vanity. So check out this cool backsplash my amazing carpenter made. So I really love it. I was trying to mimic the curve in the front here, and I think he did an amazing job. Love, love, love it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it down, it's not nailed up or anything, and get the stain on it and then put the poly on it. So, and then we can get that installed tomorrow. So just a little tip, when you're working with a wood countertop, you've gotta make sure it's sealed properly, especially if this is gonna be a bathroom that you're using a lot. And I went with a backsplash because that's just paint. And I didn't want tile because I wanted it to be a little more rustic in here. So I think that's gonna go well. And I don't foresee that getting damaged at all. Okay, so I stained the backsplash that was made, and I love how it turned out. So there's a funny story. I actually ran out of the stain that I'd used on the top here, and I went to Walmart, I went to Lowe's, and they don't carry the color anymore. So I Googled it, or Safari'd it on iPhone, And Amazon had it, but it was a big container, and I don't even know if it was the right brand. So apparently Rust-Oleum and Varathane, I think I'm saying that right, are one company. So I found it at Home Depot, and I called the one closest to me and asked them if they had. I just needed a mini pint, like a half a pint. Like I really only needed a tablespoon, if that's it. That's all that I needed for that. Well, all they had was a quart, so I ended up spending like $9, but it was worth it.